Nope, in the trash. Hey, welcome back. Hello, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, all of the holidays. Today, we have a very special Christmas vintage modern arrangement. And we're first starting with these gorgeous, what they called antique hydrangea. I guess that is the variety name, though technically speaking, these are not antique. If you've worked with antique hydrangea, you'll know what I'm talking about. Usually, the standard hydrangea have a nice, soft, fleshy petal. Excuse me. And the antique hydrangea have a patinaed kind of finish to them. It's completely natural. The way that really truly antique hydrangea get this patina is from the type of variety hydrangea that it is, but also that it grows in late summer and gets that nice kind of patinaed, burned, kind of thicker, weathered petal to it. These are not that. Now we have stunning burgundy peonies. These were super fragrant, super luscious. And I'm just making little groupings of these. With the hydrangea, I had one bunch of the quote-unquote antique and two bunches of these mini emerald green hydrangea. The entire recipe is linked in the description box below for you, where you can also find all of the tools that I used to create this arrangement, from the Victorinox florist knife and the Zenport shears to the marble Lazy Susan. All of that is linked below for you. Just a couple of these crazy looking fireworks, spider chrysanthemums, got that nice chartreuse green matching that hydrangea. Oh, whoa, wait a second. The most beautiful. Oh, wow. These are also called antique or vintage. Wait, I forget which one. I'd have to look at the receipt, but I'm pretty sure they called it an antique carnation. I do not have the exact specific name for this particular shade of green, but it is, usually the vendors get these things in a mixed box, and it's a variety of what they call vintage carnations, and there's a bunch of different colors in that spectrum. So that's what that carnation is. It's a vintage antique carnation. Super special color palette, added a really nice dimension to this, which matched the hydrangea actually. I don't know if you can tell in this video, but hydrangea has some of that weird, there's like pink and more kind of a khaki and olive green on that hydrangea as well as in that carnation, and just thought it made such a special palette together. The reason I call this a modern arrangement is because there's no greenery in it, and the shape that I've made as well is asymmetrical and is a double-faced arrangement, which if you were to turn the arrangement around, you'd see that one side has a face as well as the other, and then the ends are kind of like the end caps. Not really sure how to explain that in any other way, but there you have it. And with all flowers, usually for this style arrangement that I make, I group the flowers. So I'll typically put about anywhere from 3 to 5. I like to work in odd number. Oh, guys. Okay, this is really the star of the show. It doesn't look like it because it kind of fades into a little bit of that green that's in the background there. Kind of matches the lighter green of the antique hydrangea, but this rose is called Lemonade. It is a light green, light chartreuse. It's like it's desaturated chartreuse color, so special. And I'm just trimming off all of those calyx as well as the sepals, because for some reason with this variety, and that may not be indicative to the variety all of the time, but in this particular case, I trimmed off those sepals because they were very long and spindly. And when I'm making this style pave arrangement, modern arrangement, I don't want to see that texture because it detracts the eye and it creates a more messy look, whereas we're trying to keep everything very clean and just cohesive. So taking the time to trim that off is very useful, and the Zen port shears are really, really good for that, because you could do it with your Victorinox florist knife, but it would be a lot more handwork. And everything in floral design is about efficiency, because you have to take so many actions already. Like, if I counted the amount of times, like you could steps in a day on a health app, for instance, you kind of like the same. How many times have I moved my arm to do the same type of repetitive actions? Well, I really can't count. So every little move that you take is, at least from my perspective, maximized for efficiency. So tools help us do that, as well as the way we line things up when we're processing and designing. Like, every little action counts. It's like being on a production line. Very unglamorous sounding, but very essential if you are working in a flower shop and you need to make a certain amount of arrangements in a day. I hope that's a helpful tip. So Zen port shears will help you do that, makes the cutting super easy. You wouldn't want to use garden shears to do that, because garden shears are very heavy. It's for heavier duty application, thicker branches, thicker stems, not delicate fine work. I cannot talk enough about the Zen port shears. They're my favorite. They kind of mimic like the very classic bonsai style shears that sometimes can be in the multiple hundreds up to thousands of dollars. The Zen port shears are super attainable, very affordable, little handy dandy tool. I hope that helps. I'm rounding out this arrangement with Queen Anne's lace. This has become one of my go-tos. I usually use either this, what they call misty green color, or the other one is called Dara, which is like a chocolate variety, has a bit of a darker look to it. Love using that in my pave designs. I think it adds a nice vintage look. It's very lacy, and so, you know, it's very on theme with this particular style arrangement and the color palette that we have going on. So if you guys love these tutorials, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notification bells. Thank you so much for doing all of these things, because it helps this little channel. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about this frumpy Floral Life bottle. This has caused a big problem for me, because for some reason the last two bottles that I bought, the hand spray bottles, both of the misters just stopped functioning, basically. So I thought, I'm gonna stop buying individual bottles, more plastic waste. I'm going to look for a different type of bottle, and lo and behold, we've got this super gorgeous fine mist continuous spray bottle. This has done the trick wonderfully, and also I find I like it even more than the finishing touch spray bottle, because you get an even finer mist, and it's got the continuous mist spray mechanism to it, which makes it so much easier. You're not putting added pressure on the wrist and the fingers. It's like a 1 to 3 on the spray, whereas with the finishing touch and any general kind of mister is a 1 to 1. Every time you spray, you get one cast of mist, whereas with the continuous mister, you get like about 3 seconds of mist per spritz. So just another little efficiency thing, and again, creates a really nice fine mist. Here is the finished look, you guys. That mister bottle is also linked below. None of these items are sponsored, but if you decide to buy these items, it really does help my channel. I don't know if you know this, but I don't get paid to make these videos, and they take a lot of time to make. So all your support helps by liking the video, subscribing, and if you're in the market to buy something, by doing so. I make a very small commission at no additional cost to you. It's paid for by the retailer. So will you create a gorgeous vintage style Christmas arrangement this year? What are your holiday arrangement plans? Let me know in the comments below. I'm so excited to hear from you, and I'm also excited to see you in the next video. What will we come up with next? Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.